a setback for Jair today?
No.
Was it the plan for him to not practice?
No.
Personal reason?
No.
Illness?
No.
Well, why wasn't he there?
Just based on what I saw over the last couple of days, didn't feel like he was ready to play.
So will he be out then this week?
Yeah.
Matt, what did you see that made you think that?
Well, there's certain requirements to get out there and go play, and like certain speeds and whatnot. And when you're not hitting them, it's, you're not ready to play.
Anything disciplinary with this, or?
No.
Is Romeo out of the protocol?
He is out of the protocol. Well,
Nice
so we'll take it how many years, Bill?
17.
All right.
How about Evan?
He is out of the protocol as well.
Very good. Obviously, you prepare for these things, but going back to Jair, how much does it throw you for a loop where maybe you're planning for a guy to play and then?
Well, I think you always have a plan, and I knew that this could be we all knew this could be a possibility that whether or not he's going to play or not. I just didn't want to have another situation like Chicago, quite frankly, where you're in there for a couple plays and it puts a bind on every other area. Puts you some guys in some tough spots in regards to special teams, and then also you want to get the guys that are going to have to go play. You want to get them the reps, so I think that's an important part of it.
This is probably a screwy question, but you guys are number one in points off turnovers. Is there something that you can drill or do at practice to be so efficient at that, or is it just you just go out and making plays?
Yeah, I guess just capitalizing on those moments. I wish there was some secret formula, but I don't think there is. I think a lot of the times that we've gotten those takeaways, we've put our offense in a pretty good situation in regards to short fields, which is obviously much easier to convert.
Your red zone offense has obviously picked up the last few weeks, and obviously Josh has scored a bunch of touchdowns. Is there some sort of chicken or egg there with you guys are good because Josh is getting the ball more, or is there a link there?
Well, I think anytime you give your best players the ball, it puts you in a better position. But I think the number one thing I've seen is we haven't been going backwards. We haven't had a bunch of penalties that have occurred. Previously, earlier in the season, we had a lot of situations where we're just going the wrong direction, and most of it was because of penalties. But and we've had less negative plays.
Matt, I assume you're not going to have Bullard this week. How does that kind of change things for Keyshawn? Is it just like riding a bike going back inside the way he has?
Well, we have a plan for that, and you guys will all see the plan on Sunday evening.
Adrian Cooper said he thought he'd play this week. I know sometimes players might not be in a total alignment with the training staff, but is he going to play, do you think?
I think he is.
What would that do for your defense? And obviously he was trending pretty well.
Yeah, he was doing a really good job. So it's going to be great to get him back out there. He obviously brings an element in terms of just his speed and athleticism. Just adds another dimension to our defense.
And how did you think your offensive lineman kind of responded this week after the way they started kind of slow last week against the Lions?
Well, we'll find out Sunday night. But I think they had a good week of practice. Certainly, that's a proud group in terms of they take a lot of pride in what they do, and they go out there and work the right way. And so, I'm excited. Every week's a new opportunity, and this is a really good Seattle defense. I think, the last 4 weeks since they've gotten off their bye, I think they're one of the top units in the league. So a lot of good players up front. It's a really good scheme. So it's going to be a really good challenge for us and test to see where we're at, see how we handle some of the elements, some of the things that are out of our control in regards to they get a great fan base. We know it's going to be a loud environment, so that's always a challenge. But one that I think our guys are looking forward to.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sure seemed like you guys emptied the bucket against the Lions. Did it help to have the mini bye? If you had another game 7 days later, that it might be tough to rebound from that. Do you feel good that that timing of that helped your guys?
I think so. And I think just having, having the short week and then never really getting to recover from that, and it was the same for both teams, but that is the benefit of usually when you go from Sunday to Thursday, you get that mini bye, and having to jump right back into a week, I think, it can be a little bit more challenging, but it was the same circumstances for both of us. And but I think it was good to have that mini bye, and I think it provided an opportunity for some of our guys that are coming back to get healthy.
I know you just want to go 1-0 every week, but there is the outside possibility, or maybe not so outside, that you would see these guys again in the postseason. So from a big picture perspective, how important is this game to you, do you think?
Very important. It's the next game. It's a great challenge. They're a really good team. A team that's on a winning streak. So, like I told our guys, they're all playoff games from here on out.
Go back to the offensive line. You talked about times like running the ball with Josh where he's being met at the line of scrimmage or maybe even before. Is it technique? Is it getting off the ball? What has been kind of the areas that you've been working on?
Yeah, I think a lot of things. I think, every situation is a little bit different. Sometimes there's flat out bad play calls where you don't have a great answer for what the defense is showing, and that's shown up throughout the course of the season. That does for everybody, but in terms of the things that our guys can control, just getting off on the snap counts, it's pretty much a prerequisite for your ability to run the ball effectively. So just being locked in and dialed into the snap count, and then just, great footwork, fundamentals, aiming points, all of the above, physicality. So we're always focused on those things.